Hey, what's up everyone? This video we're looking at the Saturday slate. It's a 4-game slate tipping off at 7:30 Eastern Time. Get 30 extra minutes here before lock. Also, I'll probably be back with an NFL video later tonight to get us ready for tomorrow. The season is almost over for NFL. It's crazy. But we got a nice 4-game basketball slate tonight, so let's get into it. You can like the video down below and subscribe if you have not already. Starting off here at point guard, lots of good options. Out of the 4 games, in terms of my game stack appeal, it's Phoenix and Rockets. Phoenix, Houston, number 1, followed by, other ones I'm not really interested in stacking, but my team stacks would probably be like the Suns, Rockets, the Sixers, maybe some Grizzlies, and the Jazz as well. Jazz will depend on Conley's injury. The first game of the night, I'm not super interested, although I do like a couple prices on the Knicks, and we'll see with them firing Fizdale if that changes up the rotation. I kind of hope it pushes Mitchell Robinson into the rotation. I think one of the reasons why Fizdale got fired is just because his rotations are so dumb sometimes. Like, why would he be starting 50-year-old Taj Gibson when he has his young players like Robinson and they just paid Portis so much money in the offseason? Like, you got to get those guys involved. Gibson's not going to be in the league in a couple years. He's going to retire. So just been so questionable his decision making, which is why he's probably gone, and also the team is just awful. But back to the point here. Point guard, Harden and Westbrook, both good options. Like I said, this is my favorite stack on the slate, game stack. This is the only game you can really stack up. So both of them are fine. I probably prefer Harden just because Westbrook's been getting it done with the peripherals the last couple games. His shot's just not been falling. This awful shooter. I can't imagine where he'll be at in like 3 years. But he can't hit a jump shot, can't hit a three-pointer. So I like Harden. He has a more chance to go up for like 70, 80 just because if you're not making your shots, you're going to have a big game in the assists and rebounding, and tough to put up like 670 fantasy points if you can't shoot more than 30% from the floor. Devin Booker, I like him a lot. Finally broke out here against the Pelicans. Another game that should be high scoring. Both teams don't play great defense. Booker has been solid this year. He just hasn't had to do too much offensively with Rubio really running the offense. He's just been his natural shooting guard position. But at this price point, it's went up. But it's only a 4-game slate, so you got to like Devin Booker. Definitely like Devin Booker over like Simmons here. I think Simmons is fine at 8,200. But if you look at like Draftkings points per minute without Embiid and Richardson, Simmons hasn't seen a big bump this year. He's been basically has no bump in his minutes. And his points per minute, it really's gone to Horford, who's averaging 0.22 more. I think Simmons is fine, but at this price point, I think he's where he should be. Mitchell, like him a lot. If Conley's out, we might not get that word before lock, which will be annoying, but this matchup is great for him. Guy that I like a lot is Ricky Rubio, 6,800. Like I said, it's the best game stack on the slate. I like how the Suns have been playing offense, putting up some high-scoring games. It's really been a couple guys that are really dominating offense. It's Rubio, Booker, Oubre. Those are the 3. And then occasionally you get a good game from like Saric or Kaminsky. But really it's like a 3-headed monster in terms of usage and, in terms of usage and offense. And 6,800 Rubio, double-double candidate every single night, racking up so many assists. And I think he can do that again tonight in a game that should be high scoring, feature a lot of possessions. Over at shooting guard, same guys I mentioned at the top. You can go to Harden, Booker, Mitchell. Bogdanovic, 63. I like him if Conley's out. Then we get some decent plays here. Brooks, if he's out, then probably Grayson Allen will start. And then Melton is now priced above Jones. We'll see who starts here. They haven't. Melton started the second half in place of Jones, but I don't know if that was just a one-game thing or if that will be a thing going forward. So we'll have to keep an eye. Hopefully get some news this afternoon before 7:30. But the value play that I like a lot right now is Thibault here, 3,900. He's not a high-usage guy or anything, but he's probably going to start just for his defense. Without Embiid and without Richardson tonight, it's probably going to be Simmons, Korkmaz, Thibault, Harris, Horford. So Thibault should see 30-plus minutes tonight. Last game, he closed against the Wizards just because he was so good with his defense. He's known for his defense, and he's not going to shoot a lot. He's not a high-volume guy. He's going to take his open shots. Very rarely will you see him take 10-plus shots. So at 39, I think he's still a good value just because He's going to play minutes. He can get it done with his defense, and just going to run into peripherals playing 30 minutes. A small forward, I like how DraftKings priced up Tobias up to 7,400 compared to where he was against the Wizards at 6,500. I like Kelly Oubre a lot, 6,500, cheaper than Harris. Maybe more people play Harris, but kind of like Oubre's price more. Just been so good this year. Really taking a lot of shots offensively. He took 21 shots, only made 6 of them, but he's been so good with his defense, with his steals, and it's another good spot for him for his defense here against the Rockets with two of the better offensive players in Harden and Westbrook in the game. Oubre has been also good with his rebounding, which adds to his floor, and he has a 50-point ceiling at a $6,500 price tag. Really appealing game, so I like Oubre. And power forward, probably my favorite Sixer out of the top 3 to pay up for is Al Horford, 6,700. Couple reasons. Horford shifts over to center, his natural position. Shifting over to center will get him more rebounds. Really good chance to get up a double-double tonight. Tristan Thompson lives in the paint as well, so he'll be right there to get his rebounds. And price tag didn't go up as much as Tobias's did, 64 to 67, only $300. And he's also been shooting the 3 really well. He's made like 75% plus of his percentage of his threes for the last 3 games, and since for the last 2 weeks he's been really good shooting the basketball. So he's shooting the ball well right now. Really good bump here at 0.22 DraftKings points per minute without Embiid and Richardson out there. Good spot against the Cleveland front court. Over at center here, I like Capella a lot, 7,800. Capella, tough matchup against the Raptors last time out in Toronto. Basically, after what Marc Gasol did to Embiid, holding him to 0 points, I basically just I don't think I'll consider really any center going up against Gasol very often this year. But now, instead of going up against Gasol, he's going up against Frank Kaminsky. I don't know how long Kaminsky will last against Capella. Could be a check Diallo spot, but also Diallo could get into foul trouble. So I think Capella can dominate 2020 plus like a 2020 game tonight. Really a good option here. He's also cheap at 7,800. And then I like Valanciunas as well. Just 7,700 for him. He's been great over the last 3 games. Only 29 minutes against Chicago, but he put up a 32 and 13. Without Ja Morant, the offense is going through Jonas Valanciunas. If you look at Court IQ here on Roto Grinders, if you take out Clark, Kyle Anderson, and Ja Morant, you see Valanciunas is averaging 1.6 DraftKings points per minute. His bump is 0.22 bump here in production without those two on the court. And if you make that to per 36, he's not going to get up to 36 minutes, but at 7,700, put in those rates if you give him 32 to 34 minutes. Last time he was also on a minutes limit coming back from an illness, so he should be good to go. He also dropped 53 against this Jazz team, 7,700 for him. Just with the added role on offense without Morant having to do a lot more scoring. Love Valanciunas at 77. I like going Valanciunas and Capella. Both guys I think can get 40 to 50 in this matchup. So that's DraftKings. Let's go on over to Fanduel tonight. So over here on Fanduel, starting off here at point guard, I like Rubio, 7,600. Same kind of deal. He's just been great. Also on Fanduel, you get 3 points for blocks and steals, and Rubio has 2 4-steal games in his last 3. 50-point upside, 7,600. At point guard, you have Westbrook at 94, Simmons 93, Brogdon in probably a potential blowout because every team is blowing out the Knicks right now. And then we'll see if Jones starts. I would probably go back to him at 4,400, although he's been awful. Over at shooting guard, I don't know the status of Mike Conley. If he's in, then I think Mitchell's not a lock, but he would be a little less appealing. So until we get that word, I'm just going to go with Devin Booker, 8,200. I think Booker and Rubio are going to have to do a lot offensively. Booker, Rubio, and Kelly Oubre. 8,200 for Booker being $4,000 cheaper than James Harden here. I hope, he's probably going to have to go back and forth with Harden and keep his team in it. So another spot where Booker should hopefully build off of his last performance and really take over number 1 role on offense. And that small forward is where a lot of the value is here. Johnson 4,100, Ingles 4,100. If he starts again, that'll be a great play. Thibault 4K. Ennis gonna have to play 30 minutes probably tonight. 3,700 for him. Like I said, Thibault for his defense, get those extra points on Fanduel. He is just gonna have to play quite a bit, and he does have some upside. Like he put up a 36 game, and now that he's gonna get his minutes here, I think he's been playing well. His confidence is going up, and at 4K, I'm expecting him to at least make 6x value. So can't be not satisfied with that. Now we'll see the status of Kevin Love tonight, but Horford 76 is appealing. Randall 73 as a tournament pivot from Horford, don't mind it. Now that Kaminsky's up to 5,400, he's a little, he's not as lock. He's not like a 60+% play like he was the last 3 games on FanDuel. But I think he's still a good option here at 54. Same thing with Tucker. And then Diallo, if you think Kaminsky's going to get into foul trouble, you can play him. But Horford, I like 7,600. Just gonna be safe here, playing center. Gonna see probably 32 to 34 minutes. If this game is close, and I think it's a lot better chance of it staying close without Embiid in there. So I like Horford. And then over at center, I'm liking Capella, Valanciunas, maybe Gobert at 77. And then if the Knicks do start Mitchell Robinson tonight, he'll be tough to fade if you play a bunch of lineups on FanDuel, at least at 5,800, just because he's so cheap. And if he starts here and stays out of foul trouble, we've seen basically a lot of centers have success against the Pacers. They've not been good They've been good defensively overall, but against centers they have not been. But the guy that I like right now is Valanciunas, just because he gives you like that high 50-point upside. 8,700 is priced where he should be, at least on FanDuel, but I think if you go with the value here at small forward, if you go with like Rubio instead of Westbrook, then you can save some money and get up to Valanciunas. So that's kind of it for today. That's what I'm liking. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. You can like the video if you enjoyed, and good luck tonight.